Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the VAVA Twitch stream. I am VAVA Coach Owens coming at you live and on camera, out of all things, for the first time this evening and this season. And so we're super excited to bring you all the VALORANT championships between Virginia Virtual Academy and WAVA, Washington Virtual Academy. Starting here in just a little bit, we wanted to give a little bit of pregame hype to all the players and everything that has been participating this season. Give some shout outs to our Smash players. Our Smash players normally play on Monday nights. They made it into week 2 playoffs and did everything that they could to hang on, but they're going to come back strong next season in hopes of going it all the way to the championship. We're actually, instead of going to be doing individual players, they're actually going to be doing crew battles, so we'll be on some teams. But tonight we are focused on VALORANT. We had 2 VALORANT teams participate this year. They both technically made it into playoffs, but this one has advanced to the championship round. And we're in an exciting matchup against, like I said, WAVA, Washington Virtual Academy, because the past few seasons, so this is now 2.5 years that I've been with VAVA Esports specifically. This is going on my 5th season because we count seasons as semesters, and we have played VAVA this is the 5th season out of the 5 seasons I've been here. This will be the 4th time we've played them, and it's just incredible for them to be able to come back and try to fight this out to see who's going to be the championship of the fall season for 2024. I want to give a quick shout out to Robbie and Cameron for the K12 Esports League for putting on everything and organizing all the esports this year. They are actually streaming on the K12 Esports League page. They're streaming the Smash finals and everything, and they'll be helping with some of the Rocket League and Fortnite streams also this week with us. So we'll be bringing you some additional action on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. as well as Thursday night with Fortnite at 7 p.m., giving you a look into our varsity matchup as well as our Open League JV teams for you all to be able to view and everything. To give you a little bit of backstory, like I said, mentioned with VAVA, we've played them the past few seasons. This is the only team we've actually lost to so far this year. We played them earlier on in the season, and for those of you who aren't familiar with VALORANT, there is a map poll that I'll kind of get into some of the specifics on how they do the bans and everything here in just a little bit. But Game 1, they played on the map Pearl. VAVA was at 9, WAVA was at 13. And then on Game 2, they played Haven, VAVA at 7, WAVA at 13. So still very close matchups. They do a best of 2 during our regular season because some of these matchups can go a little lengthy. So the way it was divided was depending on the winner. And there could be technically a tie, but they would get points allocated towards the win or the tie or the loss. And the points were added up at the end of the season to determine those seeding. And that is where we've gotten the playoff standing as we are in now, with the championship being tonight. And tonight, the biggest difference is, and during playoffs in general, instead of doing the best of 2, they do go through to a best of 3. So we could be in for some potential lengthy matchups this evening. I know, just speaking off of experience, we definitely have in the past few seasons, we've definitely had to use all 3 games, so it wouldn't surprise me if we ended up having to go that route tonight. But hopefully, we'll kind of see how everything's going, and we're just excited to be able to bring you the action live. I'm going to have, actually here in a moment, hopefully a special guest coming in to speak with me on the stream. But if you'll just give me 1 minute, I will try to go get him, and then we'll keep coming at you with some pregame information and everything. And then we'll just kind of get into the game as soon as we hear from the other team to be able to get into the lobby and get that matchup going. So stay tuned. All right, and we are back, and I was able to get that special guest I was talking about. So for the first time on stream, we have one of our student players, of Stats. His real name's Logan. So how are you doing tonight, Logan?
I'm doing great, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. This must be an exciting time for you all. It's been crazy, kind of being able to play against WAVA the past few seasons, but like really, we were just talking about it. It's crazy how we've kind of come to this point. You know, we've had a few players that have stayed the same and everything consecutively throughout the seasons, but I feel like there's a little bit of a shift in this momentum from this team. So I wanted
Yeah.
to kind of ask your opinion. Based on when we played WAVA at the beginning of the season versus now, how is everybody feeling? How are you feeling tonight?
Um, well, when it comes to like the past years, I think we never practiced, if I'm being honest with you. Like we never did. And then this year, coming up to this year, I wasn't even supposed to be playing this year. I kind of already like I was like, I'm done competing, like just period. And then I was roped in by two of our players. So when we played WAVA, I think it was like our second or first week. I haven't played the game. I didn't play the game seriously for like I think at least 6 months up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now that we practiced and that we have what is that? We have like team cohesion now because we didn't have that before. I think it's gonna be a way better matchup, especially since last time during week two we were all sick during that. I literally had like a thermometer in my mouth while I was playing. So it should be very exciting. All of our players are pretty excited to get into it. I mean, especially the guy that's been here for a while, like me, it's been like 2 years since we've won the first ever one.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty excited to be here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we played. I was talking about it before. Some of the seasons. With one of the first times we won, we were only in the East Coast division, and we played against Insight Pennsylvania and was able to win that championship.
Yeah,
And then it was the following spring they introduced us to playing against all of them. And then that's when our competitive sides from WAVA versus VAVA pretty much every season since then
yeah.
has
I
been
think
kind of
we're
roped
like,
in.
I think I don't know about like when I was gone, but I think with me playing, we're 0 through, we're 0 2 against them. And I in both of those times, like I said, I was like when I came back last for last spring's finals,
Mm-hmm.
I just started playing again, and then after that I took a break, and I wasn't even supposed to be playing for week two, and I was playing. So every single time I've gone against them, I have never been at like my peak, or like the team's never been practiced.
Mm-hmm.
So I think today, like we had a couple scrims today, we're feeling really good,
Yeah, yeah.
and this should be an exciting match.
I definitely feel that shift in the practice. We've definitely had some more opportunities and everything this year to kind of have that team cohesion a little bit more. So I'm definitely excited to see how things turn out this evening. But I don't want to keep you too long because I know you got to get back to the team and we're gonna get the lobby and everything going too. So, but one more quick question. Obviously we've mentioned not having been practiced as much and kind of coming back into it with some of that motivation from some of the other players. How has being a part of esports in like this season really how has it affected your overall what's the word I'm looking for your your overall feeling for being a part of like Virginia Virtual Academy and like being able to be a part of esports and like be a part of this team and everything. What has that done for you and how has that impacted you?
I think this year, especially, it's been great because we're all online school. We don't really get to like hang out with people. I mean, you do, but like you're not like always out because you're inside.
Sure.
I think it's a very good way to connect with people, and especially for me, where I kind of like gave up on esports in general. It kind of like lit like a little fire under me when I saw this team and they actually wanted to win. So it kind of motivated me. So now like even past like this, like I'm doing like other esports that's not school related. So I think it's really helped me. I think it's showed me especially since I'm like the in-game leader, how to like work with other people and work with like different types of personalities and how to make it into like one cohesion, like one well-oiled machine.
Mhm.
Like hopefully you see it tonight. Like we put a lot of work in as a team and even individually, like the players. So it should be a great match, and yeah, it's been great doing VAVA Esports.
That's awesome. Well, hey,
Yeah,
we're all excited to see. I'm curious to see how many viewers we're going to have. We've invited, all the students and all the staff, and then all of K12 Esports is hopefully going to be joining us as well. Between them watching Super Smash and some Valorant, so uh, we'll let you get back to the team. Good luck tonight. I hope you all have fun.
yep.
Everybody's rooting for you on stream, and we'll see you in the match here in just a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And with that being said, we're going to be taking just a little short break right before we head up to this game time and everything like that. Like I said, I'll be kind of giving some play-by-plays as best as I can to the best of my ability. Most of the students are way better than I am. I'm just going to admit that right off. I do play all the games that we provide. And we have all the systems and everything in place. But yeah, I definitely I can't take credit for somehow they play. Like I can help, we can help with some things, but their gameplay, that's on them. So we'll be back with the WAVA v VAVA championship matchup here starting around 7 o'clock. All right, this is VAVA Coach Owens, and I'm joining you back for a little bit of the action here. We're just getting started with getting the lobby and everything set up. We're currently going through our what's called our map ban process. So I wanted to give you all just a little bit of insight on how that works and everything week to week. Like I said, normally we would play best of two. This is going to a best of three, so there is going to be 3 maps that are decided on. But there could be a potential that we may not go to that third map depending on how the first 2 rounds go. So for those of you who don't know, our map pool consists of about 7 different maps that's known as Abyss, Ascent, Bind, Haven, Pearl, Split, and Sunset. These maps all vary with different layouts. The idea of the game, for those of you who are watching and maybe newer to the game, it is a 5v5 first-person shooter game. The idea is to either plant a bomb if you're attacking onto a specific site. Usually it's one of 2. Some maps provide 3 sites you can plant a bomb at. And the defenders is either to prevent the attackers from planting bomb or to defuse the bomb after the situation's over. So it's a very strategic game because each agent has a different unique ability skill set that can be very beneficial to the game, whether it's a defender, whether it's more of an attacker, whether it's somebody who controls the playing field and everything with smokes and other strategies and everything. And so there's a lot of different aspects that go into choosing the agents and everything, depending on the map that is selected. So when we label each team as Team A or Team B, basically the first team removes 1 map, then the next team removes 1 map. The first team will choose the first map, and then the Team B will essentially choose the side. So they'll choose whether or not they want to attack or defend first. Then Team B will choose the second map, while Team A chooses the attack or defense side. And then basically they remove another couple set of maps to get the third and final map, which is what is played in case we need to go into that third round. So that is how they do that. How they decide on the maps is it's really up to the players and to the teams. There's going to be some maps where they feel they're a little bit stronger on as a team, versus ones they may not feel quite as strong on. They're going to try to ban the maps that they don't feel quite as strong on. In retrospect, and this is just my guess anyway, WAVA's probably going to try to pick a map that maybe they feel that we're not as best at, and that may be a strategy that we use too. Again, it's up to the players and how they want to do that. So they're just kind of going through that map banning process at the moment to get our maps and our sides selected. And once all of that is kind of set in stone, then that's when we're going to officially get into the gameplay. They've already got everything set up on the server. Looks like we may be doing Haven first, based off of what I currently have up, but we will see how that goes here in just a minute. And as we're waiting on the teams, we do have just one player from our side that's just kind of getting their game loaded in. We are going to see at least 6 of our players showcase tonight. I do want to give a shout out to Remy Vert for helping us get here throughout the fall season as well, even though she's not participating in the playoffs this year. And then shout out to Yuki, who has been with us in previous seasons and is still on with us this season. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight either, so we appreciate y'all being a part of the varsity roster in the fall, and are looking forward to having you all in the spring too. But it looks like we're going to have Stats, aka Logan, as we just saw, and had that special time with. Then we're going to have Tufa, Snack Size, Freezer, and Finney. And one of our own that's loading in right now is a PRX Forsaken. He'll probably be joining us here shortly too. He's been with us for several seasons as well. I can't wait for him to kind of be able to get him in play. He hasn't been able to play as much this year too, so I'm glad to see what he's going to do in playoffs. What's even funnier, at least in my opinion, with this situation is where we're playing WAVA tonight. If I didn't already mention, we're actually playing WAVA again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. In Rocket League. So we're facing them in VALORANT, and we're also meeting them again in the Rocket League sector. So definitely anxious time, nervous, excited time to see how these matchups are going to play out. And it looks like PRX Forsaken has loaded in, so we should see here momentarily that our match gets started up. And I'll be able to give you a play-by-play as best as I can from there. And it looks like we're going to be waiting on one other player just from the WAVA side, but it shouldn't be too much longer either. One fun fact, too, obviously I had mentioned that our VALORANT team, this was the only loss that we had this season was to WAVA. In retrospect, for Rocket League as well, WAVA was the only team that we lost against earlier on in the spring season for our varsity team. So it's a very interesting turn of events that we're both in championships again, and that fighting for that number 1 spot. The other teams duking it out tonight for VALORANT for the 3rd and 4th place spot should be Kava, who we played last week. And if you'd like to see that matchup too, we have all of our matchups recorded as best as we can. They're over on our YouTube page, just VAVA Esports. We do have 2. We had an older one we couldn't have, so I did do a new one. So there should be some more recent videos, even as of this past week. So Haven is going to be a map where there is 3 bomb sites. WAVA is going to be defending first, while VAVA is going to be trying to plant the bomb first. And for for everybody's purposes, this stream is on just about a 3-minute delay, and there's actually a reason for that. Part of our league rules is that we have a longer delay on the streams, just to prevent anybody from potentially screen watching or anything like that, to see where players may be. I am not in any kind of a voice chat with the players. They cannot hear me. They can't see anything I'm doing. And I can't connect with them right away. Coach Marshall is in their VC helping them with that. So that way I can be full attentive to hear, giving you the play-by-play action from both sides. And it looks like we're going to see some very similar picks, you'll notice, actually, with both sides having a jet. That's going to be your entry and your duelist being the attack first. Then it looks like we're going to have Omen locked in. Actually, it's the exact the exact same agent selection, which should be very interesting going into this very first round. Then you're going to have Breach, Killjoy, which is more of your defensive lockdown site. Then you're going to have Sova, who's your initiator. That's going to give you the information and everything that these players need to see which site that the teams are going to, go after first. And so what I'm showing you now, first round, like I said, for those who may not be as familiar with the game, first round's always considered a pistol round. You do actually, if you've ever seen Counter-Strike, very similar layout in terms of you have to buy up your weapons. You get money and credits for each round you win and how many kills you get and everything. So obviously, the more rounds you lose, the less money you'll have. More rounds you win, the more money you have.
Revealing area.
Looks like we're going to see potentially a B push here
Scanning
from
ahead.
VAVA. I think they're just kind of filling it out at the moment.
Right there.
Spike down B. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
I got the spike.
Clutch.
Oh, and a nice pickup there from Snack Size, being able to, well, with only 4 health, that was a very close pistol round. VAVA's going to take that first one. Still very early in the game, though. But that'll give them a buy-up for this round. So you'll start to notice WAVA obviously is on a save round. So they're going to continue with pistols while VAVA is able to buy up with what they can. You're going to see 4 Spectres and 1 Guardian. The Guardian gives a little bit more of a knockdown power. Good for long range. Spectre is good for spraying at short range. And is very accurate. You see two Sova drones right there. See a little bit of an entry here. Forsaken's going to get that pick on Breach. He's going to try to secure backside as best he can. And it looks like they're going to get that spike down in a 2v4 situation. So VAVA has the site locked down currently. WAVA's got to make some headway. They were able to get that first pick.
Last player standing.
And then, unfortunately, trying to enter in, just overtaken by the sheer number on A site. And now you're going to start to see a little bit of a buy up from the WAVA side as well. After a save round, they are going to have that little bit of a boost in their money and their credits to be able to get some everything. It looks like we're not going to have to see as much of a buy up from the VAVA side, which is interesting. Saving up a little bit more for the next round. So we see some of that action on the Sova drone.
Right here.
And looks like they're going to go ahead and back out. And they're going to go ahead and push for the A site.
Trevor! Blinding!
We have 2 in heaven from the WAVA side and 2 coming in
Right there.
main site of A.
One enemy remaining.
Sorry, I wasn't able to get those kills. They happened so fast, but VAVA cleaning up
They
again
don't
on
get to
A side.
surrender. Keep swinging.
And this is definitely where VAVA's going to see that increase in the credits you kind of see right there on the right next to their weapon selections and everything. Definitely buying up with the Phantoms and the Vandals this go round, one Bulldog
Right
in
there.
there. And then on the WAVA side, you're seeing a lot of pistols and sheriffs. Sheriffs do a lot of damage. However, can be inaccurate if you're not careful. If you spam too much, it'll be very inaccurate.
Blocking sight. Nailed them.
It looks like we're going to see a C site hit
Placing
this
swarm
time.
grenade.
Their
Swarm
breach
grenade
trying to
out.
keep everybody at bay until the
Placing
team
swarm
rotates over. I'm not sure if WAVA's going to push.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
And Stats finishing off the last one right there in Garage. VAVA taking the 4th round. Keeping a low profile, keeping smart. Taking off the first pick to get some information and then moving forward with an execution onto a site. We are seeing a buy from both sides this go around. Sova with some Freezer with some initiation there, but unfortunately not able to find the pick. And Tufa's making a little noise A. Let's maybe keep some of them off the card, but it looks like WAVA is sticking to their current setup. They're not faltering. They're not
Here.
over rotating to help any one site. Ooh, and there's an operator, big sniper there on C site. And that's actually, they're going to rotate over to C, giving VAVA a little bit on B site, a little bit of wiggle room there. And
30
then
seconds
you've
left.
got
Last player standing.
Killjoy over here by herself on A site, kind of.
Spikes
You've
down.
got Sova coming up there
Placing
in
swarm grenade.
heaven.
Swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Though a 1v5 is not impossible, it is a very tricky situation. Oh, nice. Nice quick
Swarm grenade out.
kill there from Snack. Unfortunately, yeah, that's done under there, but they're able to at least take the one and get a little bit on the others. WAVA is going to take this round. And you're going to start to see their credits and their money. Or their credits is their money, but you're going to start to see some of that normal out a little bit. Some on both sides as each of them start to take wins and losses and everything. May affect some on certain rounds, definitely way worse than others. Looks like they're initially going to make some noise on A. Breach able to get him with his ult ability to try to take some of sight.
Last player standing.
Stas trying to cover
Spike
back,
down
but
A.
I think he's gonna get sprayed.
Dusted.
Oh, he's able to fight through that spray, get another one. Can he get the last one? Or the last two?
Blinding. Got the spike.
He's got to. Let's say he's got to fight two people and try to plant spike. Unfortunately. WAVA definitely keeping us a little bit in check and making sure that we're not going to get out of this round too easy. Keeping it very tight at a 4-2. Now the rule of thumb is yes, technically the first person to 13 could win, but the winning team does have to win by 2 is the catch. So it could go into overtime in any of these rounds as well. We actually did that last week when we were against Kava. I'm just sneaking over there, I believe, just to get the ult orb. Their ultimate is built up by collecting these orbs or getting kills. Very strong abilities that can help the teams in certain situations, as we saw with Breach and his ultimate on to A-Site last game. A little bit of contact here on
Scanning
A.
ahead. Found them.
Looks like we're going to get a little bit of action here on B as well for a minute, but still not fully committed to site. Just trying to kind of keep everything filled out. Throw everybody off guard. Though they probably did just hear that step.
30 seconds left.
And unfortunately, able to pick off a base
You
site.
should run.
That dart is going to give them the information they need to be able to try to hit VAVA as they come in.
Night night.
But Forsaken cleaning up here with a couple kills right off. Still a 3v4 situation.
Here.
Now 3v2. Omen's going to be able to get that pick from Heaven. While he's covering Heaven, you have an operator here trying to cover this piece.
Grounded.
And they're going to get
Last
that
player
one.
standing.
But I don't believe she's...
One enemy
My ult's
remaining.
ready.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's going to be able to get a pick and get out with the operator, but she's not going to be able to defuse the spike in time. So VAVA is going to take that round, but also going to take a little bit of an eco hit there, but because they won the round, that won't be too bad. Saving that operator is going to be pretty huge on the WAVA side. As mentioned, like I said, for those of you who are unaware, an operator is a sniper rifle, and it is a one-shot. So if even a one-shot to the body counts, it'll count as a kill. It's pretty serious in times like these when all you have to do is peek just a little bit. Let's see a little bit of this on this side. And this section that Stas is coming up in is labeled garage on this particular site, so.
Blinding.
And that wall is a spray through wall, so they got a little hit by the killjoy, but not too harsh. And it looks like they're gonna back out just a little bit.
Concussing.
See that push from them.
Our
Last
spike
player
carrier is dead.
standing. Spike down B. 30 seconds left.
Revealing area.
Freezer trying to see if he could make any kind of headway there, but unfortunately 3v1 situation in a tight spot where the bomb is guarded. Going to be a tricky to pull off, especially when you have an operator watching those corners. VAVA is going to take a little bit of an eco hit this round. They are going to try to buy up as much as they can. I'm seeing a lot of phantoms in there.
Get out of my way!
And we are going to witness maybe something out of Jet's ult here. She uses knives and everything, so let's see if getting hit for a little bit of damage. And we're seeing a little bit of a flank situation, I was going to say, come out of KJ, Killjoy from WAVA, but
Right there. Flash out.
Last player standing.
oh, unfortunately,
Spike down A.
WAVA very, very quickly initiating
seconds
on
left.
every bit of that hit.
Flawless.
Tufa having to deal with the flank, just kind of pinned down in a certain circumstance. It's unfortunate, but they could shake it off. Still a 5-4 game, very close. Really just need a round or so to get the economy back up, get the money back up. That way we can get some better weapons. It looks like we're going to see a little bit of this garage situation again.
Trevor.
They are going to push up and not, unfortunately, be able to clear that completely, and they're going to get hit by Breach's ability there. It does, unfortunately, mean WAVA is going to come over right here,
Last player standing.
and they know where everyone is currently, I believe.
Flawless.
Snacks. I was trying to pick off one with the sheriff, but again, a little tricky situation considering you had the gun basically being outgunned in the situation, not just by numbers, but just in the pure gun itself. They will have the opportunity to switch out. Everybody gets the opportunity to be on attack and defense, so
Alarm bot out.
we'll come to halftime here in just a minute. In a couple minutes, I should say. And it looks like WAVA's going to rotate a little bit over here between A and B, but then looks like they maybe
Off your feet.
they're waiting out the ultimate is what they're doing. They were waiting out the breach ult to be able to come in and take.
Spike planted. Blasting!
And
Nowhere to run!
Killjoy's gonna get off her ultimate.
Concussing!
That is gonna stun anybody in the area.
Oops. Blocking.
2v3
Last
situation.
player standing.
Operator. Snacks out. No, I don't think they're going to be able to get this just because you had one covering from the other side, and unfortunately, she wasn't able to cover
Last
the
round in the
bomb
half.
as well as she probably would have hoped from the angle that she was at. Had she been able to cover bomb, she might would have been able to get the person off the bomb just in time, but good job to VAVA for trying that round. At least their eco is up for this round. They're able to buy up as much as they can. A little bit lighter of shields, so you kind of notice that those shields beside the guns are not filled in. But they're going to give this round their all and hopefully make it a tie going into the first half.
Revealing area.
Flash out!
So Sova able to get some of that information. And unfortunately, even with that information, they're not quite able. They got 2v4 situation, but
Last player standing.
now a 1v4 situation.
Spike down. C.
It's gonna be a little tricky, but doable. Oh, I'm at the flank behind. Tufa just didn't realize what the flank that was coming up behind. So this is going to be a
Switching
7-5 situation going into the first half. WAVA currently up. This gives the opportunity, though, for another pistol round. Historically, I will say that the VAVA side has usually done very well with pistol round. In a defensive situation on this site, though, it gives them the opportunity to see what they have on defense. If they have the better defense, it could prove very well in their situation.
I'm ready.
Sova's going to get some information on just the one person on A site, so they're going to know only one person is on. Currently a 4v4 situation. Freezer able to get
Spike
that first
down
pick.
A.
Not able to get that one.
Cover going out.
One enemy remaining.
On their Killjoy currently has a spike and they're rotating over to B site. Or possibly C site. They're going to go rotate to C site for the plant. That'll give VAVA a couple minutes when the spike does go down to get over there. Be able to take care of
Spike planted.
Killjoy and any traps she may have set up. They actually don't know where she's at. They don't know that she's behind.
Shadows traveling. Here.
Last player standing.
And she's gonna molly it off. Oh, actually the molly didn't even hit. It was the shot that got them. Just a very fortunate shot placement by the WAVA team through a smoke. Putting WAVA up 8-5. That is going to give them the little bit of eco boost this round. We're going to see a Phantom, looks like, and a couple Bulldogs come out. Going to be really harsh, given the nature of VAVA's eco, and we're not able to get any kind of shields, a Bulldog or any kind of Phantom, to the body area is going to be really, really tough. And they know this is why they're playing currently this way. They're not playing spread out defensively. They're playing together because they have just the pistols, and they definitely know they're gonna be outgunned this particular round. So. And they're currently waiting out. WAVA's feeling out everything to see if there's anybody here, using some of the utility and everything.
Found them. Killed my bot.
Definitely going to see the rotation here. And it looks like a lot of them are going along, with the exception of Killjoy, who's staying in
Scanning ahead.
Garage. And Omen's currently
Found
in this
them.
back corner. And they're not going to be able to get the spike diffused in
Last
time.
player standing.
Just taking a few shots of who they can. Honestly, that's actually really smart. Even though the round was lost, those kills do still count, and they do affect the economy of the other team. So, basically, it makes them waste money. So that's one of the smartest things to do, was be able to come around and hurt some of that eco. Try to make it as even as possible going into these next couple rounds. VAVA is going to have to come back at least 4 rounds to make it a tie, obviously.
Tremor! Blinding!
VAVA trying to hit a little hard, but not quite able to take any kind of headway off of WAVA's. Lost one in the process.
Shadows traveling.
Placing sentry.
Cover going out.
And we have Killjoy here. Both Killjoys on each side of the wall, not even knowing of each other's presence on each side. But it looks like we may see an A hit here from the WAVA side. They're feeling it out.
30 seconds left.
They're trying to see. They're gonna have to make a move here in just in a minute. It does take a few seconds to be able to plant bomb.
Cover
We're
going
gonna see
out.
some of that rotation happen, but they don't know Killjoy's there.
There they are.
And that's gonna come in
Spike
majorly with
planted.
this flank, because they're gonna get. Ooh, and
Last
Tufa
player
able to come
standing.
around with the flick,
Here.
and they're gonna get this defuse.
Oh no, you don't deserve my inventions.
And honestly, if it hadn't been for the couple flicks there, VAVA could have very much been in trouble. But kudos to them for getting that practice into. A flick is not ideal, but we will take it. A flick is a wing and a prayer, and a lot of times, but that is why we practice them, for those types of situations right there.
Alarm bot out.
A little bit more of a spread out here from the WAVA side. A little bit more pressure coming into possibly from this A side, but it looks like he's going to come back. Freezer is. Have WAVA's Killjoy lurking up on B, while the rest of them are on Garage. Looks like we might see a little bit of contact here at Garage, but it looks, well, as soon as we switch to the action, they're going to back out. Don't know that they realize that VAVA is pushed up this far. But it looks like they're not going to contest it right off. They're just kind of giving the appearance that they was going to, and they're going to rush over to A, where they don't know that Freezer is still there, hold down sight, and he has the information
Revealing area.
that they've seen. He's seen everybody, so they know where they are. They know where the plant's going to be. But a 3v5 situation
Spike
does
planted.
pose a potential problem for them. Again, doable.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Swarm grenade out.
Ooh, and a nice... Nice pick there by Forsaken. And I believe they're just going to save at this point, being the 2v4 situation, and not going to have enough time to clear those corners and everything. They're just going to save what guns they can. Maybe take off some eco. It does put VAVA in a situation where they can only afford a few assault rifles. Phantoms and Vandals, but for the most part, they're able to cover it all except for Omen and buying up on the Sheriff. Still a good one tap to the head. And it seems that Garage and B site, this general area between Garage and B site, is one of the more
Shadows
favorite
traveling.
areas this particular round. Both VAVA and WAVA
Found them.
kind of favoring those sides.
Blocking sight. No charges left.
And quickly down to a 5v2 situation. And I'm curious to see if WAVA's going to push or if they are going to
30 seconds
try
left.
and save this round.
Ten seconds
Standing
left.
ahead.
From the looks of it, it looks like the WAVA side, yeah, they're just going to save as much as they can because they have enough to buy some of their other teammates if they need to. So this round will go to VAVA. Give them a little bit of an eco boost, make it a little bit more
Stay
even
close as a
across the
Bo3.
board.
The fight demands it.
Placing sentry.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Seeing a little bit of contact here on B. Nothing committing just yet.
You should run.
A lot of util. Oh, and looks like we are going to see a commitment from B, probably with that Killjoy ult. Oh, they're actually going to commit over to C. They're going to place the ult on B and commit
Placing
to C.
swarm grenade. Get out of my way.
And then we're going to see Jet's ult come into play here.
Spike planted.
Take flight. My ult's not ready. Revealing area.
Everybody
There they are.
currently in a position to fight every corner
One
possible.
enemy remaining.
And VAVA coming in, just cleaning up each corner as they go,
It is over.
getting the defuse, making this a 10-8 game. It's actually going to be a little bit of an eco hit to WAVA. They'll have to win this round in order to be able to kind of get some of that back up to where they can buy shields and the healing aspect. Or not healing, but shields and guns. Most of them are able to buy up as much as they can, so they're going to force buy. And we are going to see an operator come out on the VAVA side for the first time this round. So. WAVA currently making their way through a site on both sides for their entry. They are going to try to look for information and not get any right off. VAVA is going to play for retake.
Spike planted.
Out of charges.
Flash out!
What's this?
And they all had backed out of sight to make sure to avoid these, the util and everything. But given VAVA's, they gave it to him because of the breach ultimate.
Last player standing.
Turret killed them.
One enemy remaining.
Got 3. My ultimate is ready. Oh.
Oh, and she thought she had it, was sticking it, because Omen was coming up, but unfortunately, even if she would have stuck it, I don't know that she would have had exactly time. I think that's why she was trying to do that, so kudos to Snack for trying to stick the plant. It happens.
Placing alarm bot.
I will say overall, though, the eco in general is pretty even.
Turret out.
Again, we're going to see this contact right here.
Turrets destroyed.
And unfortunately, they were able to pick off Snack right there in Garage. But Forsaken, PRX Forsaken able to pick off the one with the operator. Or pick off with the operator. Oh, and this is going to be a... They have no idea.
Deploying drone.
He still didn't see him.
"30 seconds left.
Shadows traveling.
And they do know
Cover going out.
now.
Scatter.
Right there.
Unfortunately, KJ is going to get that pick there, and they'll at
Spike
least have the
planted.
information they need. Yep. And they were able to plan on the C site due to the Omen. Oh.
Blinding.
Except for Jet coming up through the garage right here, which they don't know about. Obviously, the rest of them are playing backside.
Nowhere to run!
Pick off one.
Back to work.
Last player standing.
They know exactly where Spike is, so they're just gonna spam it. But she might. She actually got the defuse off. Oh, I forgot they changed it to where that they did do a patch in this game. You used to be able to ping the Spike. A player used to be able to ping the Spike through the smoke, and I realized that the ping no longer works if the Spike is in the smoke now. That gave them a huge thing that they couldn't figure out where she was in the smoke to be able to shoot. Even though she took the damage, she got the defuse off, and kudos to them making this a 9-11. Gonna hurt WAVA's eco quite a bit that round. Hopefully VAVA able to take advantage of that this go round, make it an even closer game. Could definitely tell WAVA's playing a little bit more cautious this go round just because of the weapon differences.
Targets destroyed.
I see Jet right here in garage too, just making some noise and making sure to kill that KJ turret. So Freezer would have stayed there for just a minute. He would have known that they were coming up A long. That's okay. He does have a recon dart. And he's probably about to see everything here in a second. Looks like WAVA's going to commit to A. Freezer's going to get 2 picks before, and then
30 seconds
Killjoy
left.
having her ultimate online.
Spike planted.
Huge help there. That's going to clear out the other team.
Bot coming back.
Uh,
Caught one.
They were able to catch the Omen down there on main.
Target out.
So he's currently not out anymore. He was stunned.
Blinding.
Tufa's gonna get the defuse there too, get the kill. That's gonna hurt their eco a little bit more, and that's gonna make it an 11-10 game. And actually, the eco is gonna come back slightly just for WAVA, give them a little bit of a boost for getting the plant down and getting some kills that round. And it looks like we're gonna have a timeout actually coming from the WAVA side, getting close down to the wire in this round 1. Definitely needing to take some time to re-strategize and figure out, which team is going to make the better plays these next couple rounds. WAVA could definitely take it if they were to win 2 more. They'll take this first round, but VAVA being right behind them, all they have to do is come back and take a few as well. So it could be a very close one. Could be in a situation where we actually go into an overtime, even just this first round. Like I said, this is the best of 3. We just started, roughly about an hour ago, so we could see potentially a couple more hours of this if this pans out each matchup this way, each round. Definitely going to see a very similar weapon layout though on each of these teams. A few more Phantoms on the VAVA side, a few more Vandals on the WAVA side. So.
Cover going out.
I think the biggest thing here is making sure that even with everything that VAVA has, the momentum at the moment, not overcommitting to anything initially. Everybody just kind of holding a default positioning at the moment.
Scanning ahead.
Nobody overcommitting to anything because of how close this matchup is. Can definitely tell each team is taking their time. Looks like we might have a little bit coming here on A. See if they're
30
gonna
seconds
commit.
left.
I think they're a little worried that somebody might be right up here. They are going to have to commit somewhere though because they only have 20 seconds. And it looks like they're going to commit to C, but they're going to have to push hard into C in order to be able to get that. And with the ultimate online for
10
Sova,
seconds left.
he's going to try to get some.
Clearing out.
Spike planted.
Unfortunately, wow.
A fine bet.
Freezer's able to get 2.
One
Can he get
enemy
the third?
remaining.
And it's a
Last
2v1.
player standing.
Can he get the 3rd? He knows where he's at.
Choked up.
Oh, and unfortunately, he had a good strategy with trying to get the dart out, but the box being able to shoot through, unfortunately, was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Very, very close round. You could tell both teams want it really, really bad. 12-10, currently WAVA. Will VAVA keep it up? Or will VAVA come back? Not much action initially. A little bit of util usage off the bat just to kind of give a little bit of a scare.
You
Right
should
there.
run.
And they are gonna ult this round, but
Right there.
Breach using
Right
his
there.
util to destroy that ult is huge. They're not going to be able to push on site like they thought they were, if that was their plan. It looks like we might see another C hit, considering they're coming up from long. They are going to commit to C.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Get out of my way.
Right there. Trevor! Need backup. Flash out!
One enemy remaining.
Oh, and he's going to get that. He's going okay. Yeah, VAVA able to lock it down there. Make this a 12-11 game. This is so back and forth. This is what you want to see,
Match
though, in a
point.
championship game. This is, like I said, round one out of best of 3. So, either WAVA takes this round, which it looks like WAVA's going to call another timeout. Either WAVA takes this round, or VAVA keeps it alive. And we end up probably going into an overtime situation because you do have to win by 2. So if VAVA does win this, making it a 12-all, WAVA cannot win and VAVA cannot win with a 13-12 situation. They would have to make it a 14-12 situation. So they have to win by 2 points. So it could continue. We could continue to see some of that back and forth if these teams really, really try to push and fight for these wins. But you are going to see, obviously, the economy is still up a little bit in the VAVA side. Obviously a few smaller shields versus the full shield, but we do have a full buy in terms of your Vandal and your Phantom. However, WAVA, I know they're probably not done buying just yet, given the timeout that we currently have, but you do see some of that eco hit with only the 2,200 credits and the 2,300 credits. Not going to get them a lot. Can get them some shield, can get them, you know, an upgraded weapon like a Sheriff that could still do a one tap on the head. But you know, having to have that accuracy in place, they're not going to be able to buy up the weaponry this round. So WAVA is going to have to play smart if they're going to win this round. VAVA looking to keep that momentum alive though. And again, you're not going to see anybody overcommit to anything in this situation, given the high stakes. The players are looking for any angle they can to provide information or, you know, be able to get a kill off of. If you're able to get one
30 seconds left.
from either side, then normally you can initiate with something.
Right there. Dead. Right there.
First kill here on B. Oh, and second kill over on A, making this a 5v3 situation.
Shadows traveling.
Looks like WAVA's going to try to initiate onto A site. Breach is going to get picked off.
One enemy
Forsaken's going to
remaining.
get picked off.
Spike down A.
And VAVA is going to keep this alive with a 12-all. So
Switching sides. Overtime.
we are in a overtime
doing this or
situation.
what?
In overtime, everybody gets the same amount of credits, so it is even on both sides on what they buy. It will continue to go back and forth on attacker and defender side, each person or each team getting the option. So VAVA is on the attack this time, so they have to win on attack and they have to win on defense at least once in order to be able to take this. Same with WAVA. 10 seconds here in overtime for round one of the best of three. Let's go.
Concussing.
Sova is going to drone that section off and not find anything, and then the enemy Sova is going to also drone and it get destroyed, so they have information at least on the destroyed drone.
Spike down A.
Forsaken able to get a kill, and this is a 4v2 situation very quickly. Though I would recommend from the WAVA side not peeking this jet with the operator on main. I'm not sure if they know. They may know that there's an operator there. I'm not sure. One currently in heaven.
Last player standing.
And VAVA is going to take that round, making it to 13-12.
Switching sides.
So now
Match
if
point.
VAVA is able to fend
this.
off WAVA's attack, they will take round one. Again, seeing the economy and everything, seeing how many credits each of the players has, same amount all the way around. Just a difference in how they buy their utility, their weaponry, and their shield. having the economy even on both sides does obviously make it a very fair matchup, but it definitely makes it to be trickier on both situations because you have to really be careful. WAVA is going to get one of VAVA's players, and we're going to take one of theirs, so it still makes it very even.
Finished.
Still just making it very, very even at this point, keeping it a 3v3 situation.
Blinding.
Careful there.
Flash out.
Unfortunately, Breach is going to kill Breach in that circumstance. Oh, and we are...
One enemy remaining.
The problem is I don't think we have enough time to defuse Spike. There's not enough time to defuse it, unfortunately. They played really, really well that round, but unfortunately, if you don't get it within that certain time frame, it just is kind of it is what it is. So we go back to square one. We are still in overtime, tied. WAVA going back on the defense, VAVA going back on the attack.
Take him.
I'm going to see a drone get the intel for at least the turret, but not the person. They knew where that was able to... They're going to quickly try to take V-site here.
Bullseye.
They're going to find a target there. Freezer is.
Blinding.
One enemy remaining.
And again, VAVA on the attack and able to take the attack win. And so now we're
Switching
back in the
sides.
same situation
Match point.
that we were in before. And I will say from experience, if it does continue like this, I promise I will stop commentating on that part. we'll just see who wins. Man, looking at even the kill spread here, very, very even almost across the board. Even down to like the leader, down to everybody plays a role obviously on these
Cover
teams.
going out.
Some is going to have a few more kills than others, but what a show so far.
Careful there.
Right there.
And we're not going to see any kind of overcommits initially. It looks like they're actually wanting WAVA to come into Seaside there. I think they're kind of expecting that in some ways.
Spike
The biggest
planted.
issue remains is this Killjoy at B site.
Blinding. Sova's dead.
It's going to be one kill on the VAVA side, from the VAVA side. They are going to try to defend Spike. And we're going to get the defuse off, and VAVA is going to take round one. In a crazy overtime event, 15-3. Kudos to them, GG's to both teams fighting it out so hard. look at that spread on just again, just the kill similarities all the way down the board when it comes to doubling up on some of these teams or some of these players. Just a great display of Valorant play here. And it looks like our second match, or our second map, I should say, is going to be Abyss. This site actually only has 2 sites, but you will very quickly see, for those who are not used to this game, this is actually a map that came in this season. So this was not in the map pool back in the spring when we played, and has been added since our season started. So our players have had to get used to this. Anytime there are changes to the game, whether it be a map addition, new agents, or anything like that, they always have to work around the new things coming in. With new agents and everything, there is a 2-week ban. So we did have at least one new agent come in, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Vice was already on in the season before we came in. So the players were okay to go ahead and use that agent if they wanted to. But in general, as a rule of thumb, they usually give 2 weeks, so that way everybody is able to understand the agent's abilities, how to work around them, how to use them if they want to use them, and then they allow them to kind of be able to go into some of their gameplay. But yes, so Abyss is a new map. It is a very big map, and it is one of the only maps that you can actually fall off of the easiest. That's actually been one of the kind of the fun things for this particular map this season. I know amongst some of the players, I'm hoping we'll maybe get to see some of that fun today, but hopefully it doesn't affect their eco too much when they go to do it. If they do it at the end, that's one thing, but definitely not during in between rounds. So let's get back to the action as we go into the Abyss map, and we'll see who we're going to have starting out on our agents and everything as far as the selection goes. Looks like we are going to have a sub. We're going to have Tufa come out, and you're going to see Finney come in. So they're going to replace with the controller role onto the sentinel role, potentially, from the looks of it, being a Cypher. I will say Cypher has always been one of my more favorite agents. I will say I am very saddened with some of the the nerfs on the trips and everything that they've had for him, but I do understand trying to equal out some of that. Valorant realizes some characters and agents, their abilities can be a little overpowered at times, so they'll try to adjust as they kind of go, which is something else that our players have to get used to. They get used to one thing being one way, and then obviously having to get everything changed up and kind of reacclimated to it to make sure that they're able to play around the strategies and the trips and everything that they need to, specifically for Cypher, but even for some of the other characters and agents that they have available. Obviously, we'll see some of the same agent play with Jet and Sova on this round. Great options for this map, needing the information and needing to create space. Gecko, also being an initiator, has come in huge handy for a lot of teams, I feel like, throughout the Valorant community. Having Wingman to be able to plant the bomb and everything, having an extra set of hands to be able to fire while the bomb is being planted is huge. And then we're going to have Astra, who is going to be that really hard agent to main, in my opinion, and a lot of others, but can be a very, very effective controller when used in the right hands. So I'm so glad to see Stats using that agent this go around to see what they come up with gameplay wise. Going to have a little bit of a default spread, like you see. It is going to be the pistol round starting out first. Typically, most teams start out hitting a site, so it kind of looks like we might see that here. Definitely see a little bit more push from the VAVA end, but we are able to get a pick off and then kind of retreat back into that. Gives us the information needed to start the round off right, and taking a bit off of their number of players. This big midsection does create kind of a problem when it comes to like rotating around and everything. But we are going to see them enter. They're going to try to come around the back side of A site here. And they're going to get caught very quickly by pretty much the whole VAVA squad coming in.
Obscuring vision.
I say squad, the whole VAVA team.
Too easy. Too easy.
30 seconds left.
Both players having to reload.
One enemy remaining.
This does pose a situation because the
10
spike
seconds
is
left.
on top of that box in the middle, and the player has to get up there and grab it with 2 players on him, which makes this very difficult in their situation. VAVA obviously taking advantage of that situation right there. Taking the first round of round 2. And I apologize, I may have been commentating on the wrong. So WAVA is defending, VAVA is attacking. I think I may have accidentally mistaken that. Got too into the gameplay, but that's all right too. So WAVA taking the first round.
Concussing!
Right there. Blocking vision.
I got the spike. Wingman's gonna plant spike.
So we're gonna send Wingman in
My
for the plant.
wingman's down.
Get the information from the players. Unfortunately, Wingman's not able to get the spike down, but we're able to get that back.
Sana, sana.
Able to get one pick and then immediately followed by a pick back.
Last player standing.
A tricky situation that Finney is in. Able to get the jet. Unfortunate for Finney there, but a good try.
Talk, talk.
Wava's gonna take this round.
Change of plans.
Definitely seeing a little bit of that eco boost on the WAVA side, but not really taking too much advantage of it just yet. Actually going to see a little bit of a buy up from VAVA's end.
Revealing area. Found them.
And VAVA is going to take B site very quickly, making the
Deploying
5v4.
drone. Enemy.
Freezer's going to get a pick there. currently not
One enemy remaining.
on spike. And VAVA is going to finally answer with a round 1.
Oh, this is a nice spot. This goes here. I need this.
VAVA's going to help around with the eco as much as they can, and WAVA is going to be bringing out an operator this round. Very quickly finding a VAVA player. Possibly looking to get another here. Not able to get the flick, and the op is taken down currently. Stats staying behind to try to help with some of the flank or some of the wrap around here, but the rest of the team is going to take point onto B site and get the plant down. And they're able to get it down and make this a 4v2 situation.
One enemy remaining.
And a
Take flight.
very good lead shot there by Freezer.
Scanning ahead.
VAVA gonna make this 2-all. Helping out their eco a little bit. Making sure we sure up on those Vandals and Phantoms and those full shields. WAVA is going to have to save a little bit this round, so we're probably going to see just more of the light shields and pistols. Maybe a couple sheriffs here and there.
Concealment! Blocking sight!
VAVA able to get the plant down. WAVA is going to have to try to retake site.
No charges left.
Saber coming out with his drone for info.
No charges left.
Oh, and Forsaken able to pick off the other Jet's ult and breach. Unfortunately, not able to find another.
One enemy remaining.
VAVA able to secure another round there. WAVA will get a little bit of their eco back, making this a little bit more of an even round.
Yes, this should do. That goes there. This goes here.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
And we are going to see Gecko's ult be used to not find anybody right off, but it's good for the info.
Dizzy's up top! Another?
You are divided!
And you have Astra's ult coming in. The big wall.
Mosh pit!
VAVA currently has the site locked down.
Thrash is ready!
Are they going to keep it that way?
Clearing out.
VAVA
Last
able to get
player
a couple
standing.
picks in that round. VAVA is going to keep the win though. 4-2.
I find them. I kill them. Simple as that. Yes, this should do.
Looks like WAVA's going to save this round as well to try to buy it for the next. WAVA quickly going to have one taken off there at mid. VAVA potentially looking to push here on B. Freezer
One
able to pick
enemy
off two.
remaining. Flawless.
And unfortunately, being a 5v1 situation with only a pistol versus a bunch of Vandals and Phantoms, not a very good scenario to be in. I feel for him very, very much. If anybody knows that situation, I always feel like I put myself in that situation. Especially when I first started. Being a Sentinel carrot agent is usually the one that covers your flanks and defenses and everything, so it's not the one that first initiates anything. Drone's going to be able to pick up where the dart or the trip is. There is an op.
Yikes.
Quickly taken out by PR's Forsaken. See WAVA quickly trying to push on the site, see if they could take any kind of
Cover going out.
angle. 4v2 scenario here.
One enemy remaining.
Currently on spike. Oh, Astra's pull is going to keep them off. And WAVA is going to take this round.
The spike is diffused.
Does not really hurt VAVA's economy at the moment, but does help WAVA's economy quite a bit. Definitely see full buyouts this round. And for those of you who didn't hear me earlier, these are some of the sections you're looking at on the screen right now that you can fall off. You can fall off on both sides and in the middle.
Tripwire destroyed. Wow, my eyes are down.
A little quiet starting out this round. VAVA trying to fill out where everybody is, get any information that they can. From the looks of it, we're likely going to see we are going to see an A push. Rox is right here trying to see if he can maybe slow down some of that plant, but they are able to get one. Astra pulling in, being able to get the person off spike.
One enemy remaining.
They are able to get this person on the spike gone. It is halfway to, and they're able to get the next one, securing that round with Sova's ultimate. WAVA. VAVA. VAVA.
BYB fam, going to Astral to do them Astral Guardian things I do.
Three more rounds until we switch into halftime.
Concealment.
A little bit more of a default spread this go round.
Reveal.
Jax now has some information with at least some of them being mid.
Shadows traveling.
Jack's not being on that one side. He's going to get really blindsided here. And unfortunately, Stats is going to take advantage of the fact that he wasn't looking that way. Sneaking up on him to perform a knife kill.
No charges left.
Papa Foster trying to...
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left.
In a 3v1 situation when the spike is currently guarded on by three of the WAVA players, I believe Finney is just going to try to save this round. Save the gun.
Ten seconds left.
Better to give up one round than give up all your economy. Good call, good call. Good job to WAVA for being a little bit more aggressive and getting what they did on that round. I'm going to start seeing some of the timeouts taken. And it looks like WAVA is wanting to regroup to try to see if they can bring it back. They've got two more rounds. Will they make it another 6-all situation going into the half? Or will VAVA... Or actually, no, it wasn't a 6-all situation. That's right, because WAVA was up by 2. So it was a 7-5 situation in the last half during the first round. So will it be a similar situation with maybe VAVA taking it this time? Will it make it a 6-all? We don't know yet. Eco on both teams, WAVA a little bit more, definitely has the capability of being able to do a full buy. VAVA not able to do, they could do mostly full buys, probably getting as much as they can for Forsaken.
That goes there.
Again, a little bit more
Revealing
stacked
area.
on B site from the VAVA end. They have no idea that the Cypher is sitting right there in the corner, but they're able to quickly get him. The site quickly has WAVA players on it.
Spike planted.
Cover going out.
We're in a situation where it's a 3v3, anyone's game. And what they don't know is the flank coming around here from
Pulling them in.
Stats. Actually, I think Sova is on this one. Yep. And all they have to do, all Snack and Freezer have
Last
to do is
player
delay.
standing.
Yep, delay the defuse.
Constant.
And that is exactly what they're do. They're able to get the WAVA players and make this a 7-4 game.
Last round before the switch.
Every player will buy up as much as they can. Can't take any of the credits that you have with you. Start out back on pistol round in the second half, where VAVA will be on defense against WAVA's attack. But let's see who takes this round first.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Quickly gonna have a Gecko ult. And isn't able to get the Jet.
You are divided.
The Jet currently has the ult activated.
I know exactly where you are.
VAVA quickly coming in, making this a 5v3 situation
Spike
really
planted.
fast. Quickly taking site, getting the spike planted.
Pitiful.
Jack's gonna find one there, waiting,
Last
separated.
player standing.
And now it's up to Jax in a 3v1 situation. VAVA making this an 8-4 game going into round 2.
Switching sides.
And again, when you look across the board, just some of the spread for the kill to death ratio and the assists and everything, very similar
This is a
pattern
nice spot.
overall, even into from round 1 to this round,
This
round
goes
2 on
here.
this,
That goes there.
with very similar player skills playing on both these teams.
Ah, this is a nice spot.
Definitely makes this a worthwhile championship matchup. So WAVA is on the attack.
Obscuring vision.
And it looks like WAVA's actually going to back out. Fetty here with a positioning that I don't think VAVA is aware of. They had no idea that they were behind him. It was a good flank by Fetty.
Spike planted.
Have a lot of action here back of B.
Shock dart.
VAVA currently with the numbers,
dart.
One enemy remaining.
and they're able to take advantage of it. And they will take pistol round. Going into the second half, making this 9v4 game. VAVA will take the eco boost. Buy up a little bit. WAVA is going to have to save this round in order to be able to buy a full round. Looks like WAVA's going to try to push up through mid here. Given just the pistol, they're just trying to take it as much as they can to
One
close
enemy
range.
remaining.
And for a moment, I thought it was going to pay off, and now it's just a 1v3 situation. And definitely, as a Cypher, I can fully relate in this situation. You have
Cage trigger.
no initiating info. doing your best with what you got with just the pistol. But we're going into this round fresh for WAVA. And it looks like they're going to take a timeout just to make sure that they can get their strategy and everything in place too. Sure, VAVA is also talking shop and strategy on how they're going to continue defending the site. Are they going to take it all the way to a 13-4, or can WAVA come back and bring back a few rounds to make this a little bit closer of a game? We obviously saw Haven was a really, really close matchup. Abyss, like I said, Abyss is a very tricky map in a lot of different ways than most of them. Every map has their quirks. And this has definitely proven to be one of those. It also has a difference with some of the agent selection and stuff too. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. I know our team has been practicing a lot on Abyss this season to try to make sure that we try to have as many corners locked down as possible, since there are so many and such a big map. But yeah, and so far it's paying off. But we'll
that goes there.
see if VAVA can keep up the momentum, or if WAVA will come back and take some rounds.
Yes, this should do.
Maybe take this whole round two. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it to round three. We'll see. Trying to get information off. It looks like WAVA's going to try to push very quickly at first on this, using util left and right to try to enter into sight. Stats gonna get 2, and the spike is actually main.
One enemy remaining.
And now it's back to a 3v1 situation again with Fetty. And Spike is right there at the opening of a site.
Not ready yet.
VAVA being a little aggressive, a little too over aggressive, and unfortunately taking the kill there. Since VAVA does have Spike in sight, I was gonna say should be an easy 2v1, able to pick off the other opponent situation. But hey, you never know. We've come back from, people have come back from 1v5 situations all the time. It happens. And that wasn't even a 1v5 situation, it was just a 1v2, so even easier, right? Though I don't expect to see any aces happen during these matchups. They have happened during championship matchups before. For those of you who aren't familiar with what an ace is when a single player kills all 5 of the other players. Basically the whole other team. Very good achievement. Jack's able to get the long range pick on B. Maybe get some entry into B site. Snack Size able to get Sova.
Blow 'em up, Mush.
Jet is going to take Omen. We have 2 here mid. Fetty's going to take
Cage triggered.
stats. This is a 3v2 situation. Still very, very doable in this situation.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Concussing!
And they thought Breach was going to go A, so they started to rotate over.
10 seconds left.
But Finney is right there around the corner waiting.
Match point.
VAVA is one round away from taking the fall season championship. Are they going to hold off WAVA another round? Or can WAVA come back from a 4v12 situation? It has happened. I've seen it. I have seen it. It has happened. A bunch of Guardians on the WAVA side for guns and as well as a Bulldog. It's very doable.
Deploying drone. Right here.
WAVA quickly trying to take up space in the middle and come onto the backside of A, which is smart in a lot of ways.
Spike down A.
A lot of close quarter play right in that vicinity.
Last player standing.
And VAVA, for the first time in a few seasons, taking the championship. I'm stunned. VAVA taking both rounds against WAVA in this final matchup. 14-3 on Abyss and 15-13 in round one. Great job to these teams. I can't even believe it. Kudos to VAVA for taking this. I'm sure they're speechless, and I can't wait to get into VC with them and celebrate with them too. I'm sure Coach Marshall's in there right now. Absolutely great job to WAVA. I fully expected this to be a very tough matchup, and you definitely delivered, especially the first round was huge. And then that second round, Abyss is just, I think, a tricky site to navigate in general. And although everybody did such a great job, VAVA able to come out on top and taking this championship for the fall season. I'm so excited for them. And we will also be meeting WAVA again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Rocket League. So make sure to join us for that action, because we did lose to them as well in Rocket League, and we had lost to them in Valorant. So I'm anxious to see how Rocket League is going to go on Wednesday. Congrats to VAVA for taking the Valorant championship this year. WAVA coming in second. And this has been the VAVA stream. I'm Coach Owens. I'm glad I was able to join you on camera tonight. This is one of the first times, and hopefully not my last, for joining you on camera. But we will see you on Wednesday in the live stream. Stay tuned. Congratulations, VAVA Bees, for Valorant.